So hello and welcome everyone to First at Tech. I hope all of you are doing very good and in your very best shape. So today's topic is a very interesting topic. It's with respect to image file formats. We regularly use images and we distribute among ourselves also. We regularly edit them as well. We save them in different file formats without knowing what exact file format was suitable for that specific use case of that image. There are so many of them like JPEG, TIFF, GIF, and so many different formats are there. But today's topic will help you to clear all those doubts and will guide you in a particular way in what use case, what file formats needs to be used. So please make sure you watch the entire video. So by the way, if you're new to this channel, please subscribe to this channel. It helps me to get motivated to make more and more tech videos like this. Please like, share and as well comment in the description box below what tech topics you want me to cover in the next section. So with that being said, let's get started. Okay, first things first, there are two different image format. One is a raster image and second is a vector image. So raster image type is an image type where the image is formed out of a set of pixels which are assigned a particular color. So if you see a box which is red in color, right? So that red color box is actually consisting of thousands of pixels which are red in color and ultimately looking as a box shape. So that is the individual characteristics of raster image. So raster image is definitely resolution dependent. So when you are drawing a raster image, it is based on a particular resolution and it does not do very well with respect to transformation of that image. What I mean by that is if you want to expand that image or contract that image, so they may look blurry and they may look pixelated. So raster images are not strictly meant to be transformed. They don't do so well. With respect to the lossy or lossless characteristics of the image, raster images can be either lossy or lossless depending upon the file format you choose for that image to render. Raster images are definitely used in a vast way in the web, in web designing, in fact in the internet. Whatever images you see, definitely most of them, 90% are raster images. And in the industry standard, Photoshop is the standard tool to create a raster image. Okay, when it comes to the vector images are a lot more flexible as compared to raster images. Unlike raster images which are dependent on the pixels and formed out of pixels, right? Vector images are actually formed out of mathematical equations. So they are a lot more precise and lot more quality dependent. So what I mean by that is ultimately your vector image at the end will be a giant mathematical equation. So you can play around that image, you can increase the size or decrease the size of that image without losing a single bit of quality. So unlike raster image which is resolution dependent, vector images are resolution independent and they are lossless. So their quality is always 100% and always top notch. When it comes to real life applications of vector images, logos are a good place to start with because there are use cases where you need the logo in a very small format, or there are use cases where you need the logo in a huge format without compromising the quality. So logos are definitely designed in vector image format. Also that several digital illustrations, right, which we see are also vector image format. Up next in the raster category image, we will see a few different file formats which we use daily. So starting off with a JPEG. So JPEG, the full form is Joint Photographic Experts Group. In fact, that is the name of the group that developed this quality. So the important characteristics of JPEG is a greater level of clarity and great quality with respect to an image at a very minimal file size. So JPEG uses a compression known as sliding level of compression, and it is this technique that enables JPEGs to deliver greater level of clarity at a great minimal file size. So do remember that JPEG quality is lossy quality. In fact, if you edit and save that file multiple times in the JPEG format, so ultimately you will end up getting an image which is pixelated at the end. So do remember it is a lossy quality. So the most important use case of JPEG with respect to is with respect to the web media and the internet. So all the images which we see in the internet, 90% of them are stored in JPEG format. It is due to the fact they are very high quality and they are very compressed. So it's not a great hit at the bandwidth or network. Up next is a very special file format, GIF, GIF or GIFF. So the full form of GIF is Graphics Interchangeable File Format. GIF. So sometime back the GIF was a patented file format, so we did not see a lot of them until recently. There are plethora of GIF. I mean, there are thousands of GIFs that are getting created every day, and there are companies which become companies because of GIF. I'm sure you got what I mean. So GIF is a very special file format. So what's special about them? So the specialty of GIF is the very great simplicity that is lying behind it. So it's a very simplistic file format. It is just 8-bit file format and supports color up to 256 different colors. So it's a very special file format with respect to size also. The size is very minimal, and it also supports transparent rendering. So we see GIF in a lot of use cases with respect to animations. So GIF supports animation with respect to web and with respect to small file size. So these three things you can definitely use a GIF. Up next, I'll talk two different raster images which are lossless, starting off with a PNG and second is a TIFF. So PNG stands for Portable Network Graphics and was created as an open source alternative for GIF. So I'm talking at a time in which GIF was still patented. So GIF is 8-bit color support, but PNG supports a lot more colors. So it has a wider color gamut and supports millions of colors. So it's definitely of greater quality if you compare that with respect to GIF. It also supports transparent rendering, and the file size is also less. So you should use a PNG where you need a smaller file size, transparent rendering and a lossless compression. So up next is the TIFF, the tagged image file format. It's not a file format that we use regularly, but is widely used when the printing services come into picture. So they require a file format which is 100% quality and of no compression. So TIFF is definitely used in digital media. Up next is a format which is very special with respect to photographers. I'm speaking about the RAW format. So the RAW format is a format which is uncompressed, unedited and lossless in its quality, and that gets directly flushed out from a digital camera or a scanner. So let's understand this a little bit more. What happens when you take an image, when you take a photo? A series of post-processing happens with respect to the adjustment of saturation, exposure, contrast, and then the photo gets flushed into a file. Then the photo gets converted into a file, preferably a JPEG file. So a lot of individuals don't want that. They want to edit their photos in a lossless format so that they can do wonders with their photo in their favorite software. So that is the RAW format. That is the beauty of the RAW format, and that is definitely a lossless, uncompressed format. So with respect to separate file types of RAW format, each and every company have their own types. For example, the Nikon's file format of RAW is NEF. Canon file format is CRW, and DNG is the Adobe's RAW format. So separate different companies have different RAW formats. So with respect to the vector images file format, I already told that it's a lossless file format. What that means is you can expand out or contract in the images indefinitely without losing the quality. So few of the important vector images file format includes the first PDF. Yes, the PDF. Did we ever think that PDF is actually image format? Yeah, so PDF is actually a vector image format, and at the very base of that is a very powerful vector foundation that is laid under that. So PDFs are actually capable of displaying the same accuracy of result in a platform independent manner. So whatever systems you put that, or whatever infrastructure you set for that PDF document, right, it will deliver the same lossless quality. So the next file format is AI, Adobe Illustrator, and yes, it's a Adobe proprietary file format. So at the base of the AI, two different technologies sits. One is the EPS, the embedded PostScript, and one is the PDF. So these two technologies power the foundation for the AI technology. So the AI file format is actually capable of rendering in a vector format and also capable of rendering in embedded or linked raster images. So two different file formats or two different image format support is there. So as a result of that, you can also export that into image file formats like GIF, TIFF, and all those raster image file formats along with the standard EPS file formats. So that's all I had to say. I hope you liked today's video, and please let me know in the comment section what file formats you use in your day-to-day life. So if this session was helpful to you, please share with your friends and subscribe to this channel, like this video. Take care of you and your family. Bye bye.